God says it over and over again in the Bible. Love your neighbor as yourself. It's in Leviticus 19:18. It's repeated in Matthew 22:39, Mark 12:31, and Luke 10:27. But honestly, we skip past that verse so fast that we only catch half of it. We nod our heads at the love your neighbor part and completely miss the as yourself part. God didn't just tell us to love others. He told us to love others as we love ourselves. And that means if you don't love you, you can't really love them. You can't give what you don't have. You can't pour out what you haven't filled up. Let's talk about the word love for a second. It sounds beautiful, but for a lot of people, it also sounds painful. You've probably been hurt by it. Maybe you gave your heart to someone who took it for granted. Maybe you loved hard and got left hanging. Maybe love to you feels like betrayal wearing a mask, so you learned to survive without it. You became strong, independent, and focused. You built walls instead of bridges. You keep people close enough to talk to, but not close enough to touch your heart, because love burned you before, and you're not trying to play with fire twice. But here's the question. What if we've been focusing on the wrong kind of love? What if it's not that love failed you? It's that you've been trying to love others before learning how to love yourself. Self-love sounds cute on Instagram, but in practice, it's tough because most people don't realize how often they act like their own enemy. When you think about it, some of these things sound familiar. You constantly say negative things about yourself, out loud or in your head. I'm so dumb. I always mess things up. I'll never be enough. You brush off your accomplishments like they don't matter. You do something great, but you tell yourself it's not that big of a deal. You don't forgive yourself. You replay old mistakes on repeat, like a song you secretly hate but can't stop playing. You hold yourself to standards that no one else could meet. You talk to yourself in ways you'd never talk to someone you love. You give everyone else grace, but you give yourself guilt. You might not have a love problem. You might have a you problem. Because if you can't show love to you, how can you show it to them? 1 Corinthians 13:4-7 says, "Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres." That's the blueprint. That's what love looks like when it's healthy, whole, and true. But before you start trying to do this for everyone else, you got to learn how to live it with yourself. Let's break it down. 1. Be patient with yourself. Stop rushing your growth. You can't microwave healing years of trauma. Patience means giving yourself room to evolve without guilt. You're learning, you're trying, you're showing up, and that counts. You can't love yourself while punishing yourself for not being perfect. 2. Be kind to yourself. Kindness isn't about compliments, it's about care. It's how you talk to yourself when nobody's listening. Start with small acts. Get some rest. Eat better. Speak gently. Say good job when you finish something, even if it's just making the bed, because the way you treat you becomes the standard for how others will treat you. 3. Stop keeping a record of your wrongs. You know that list in your head? The one that keeps track of every mistake, every bad choice, every time you should have known better? Tear it up. If God's already forgiven you, what are you still holding on to it for? You can't walk into your future while dragging the baggage of your failures. Forgive yourself for who you were when you didn't know what you know now. 4. Protect your peace. Love always protects. That includes you. Stop letting people or problems rent space in your mind for free. Set boundaries. Say no without explaining. Walk away from conversations that cost your calm. Protecting your peace doesn't mean you're selfish. It means you're stable. 5. Keep hoping for the best in you. Love always hopes, so keep believing in your own potential, even when you feel stuck. Speak life over yourself. Expect better days. You don't have to be who you were. You can always become who you're meant to be. Hope is what keeps the heart alive. Don't lose it. When you learn how to love yourself, something powerful happens. You stop chasing love and start creating it. You stop seeking approval from people who don't understand your worth. You stop apologizing for existing. You stop letting other people's opinions become your mirror. Loving yourself doesn't make you prideful. It makes you peaceful. It's not arrogance, it's awareness. You stop begging others to treat you right because you already treat you right. When you're full, you give freely. When you're healed, you love deeply. When you're grounded, you love wisely. So love your neighbor, yes, but love them as yourself. Because the love you give others is only as healthy as the love you give you.